Hello trainers, and welcome to another episode of Pokéology, a show where each week I talk to you about the biology of Pokemon based on the research that I have found. My name is Professor SACCHARUM, and this week I wanted to talk about the monstrous, the laser-shooting, the god-crushing Pokemon itself, Feraligatr! As per usual, we will be asking the following questions when we look into each Pokemon. What does it look like? What does it eat? How does it survive? What makes it special? Where can I find it? And how do I train it? First, we're going to start off with what this tidal terror looks like. Feraligatr is a large and blue bipedal crocodilian Pokemon. There's a lot to look at here, so we'll take it one step at a time. For starters, Feraligatr have 3 red fins going from head to tail. Each one of these fins have 3 points to make sure Feraligatr is capable of cutting through the water as fast as it possibly can. Now if we take a look at Feraligatr's arms, we can see that there are pad-like protrusions from the skin. I have a theory that these skin protrusions work in the same way as Rhydon's hide, being that they are a type of armor that Feraligatr has to protect itself from any sort of physical attack. Let's not forget that these armor pads are also on its knees, the sides of its chest, and on its tail. Now let's move over to Feraligatr's jaw, which has 2 color palettes, with the upper jaw being blue and the lower jaw being a lighter yellow color. We can also see this coloring for the V-shaped crest on Feraligatr's belly. But going back to Feraligatr's jaw, we can see that it has 4 teeth protruding from the upper jaw and 6 coming from the bottom. Now I want to take a look at Feraligatr's hands. Do you see what I see? 5 fingers. Not only that, but Feraligatr has an opposable thumb as well. Feraligatrs are carnivores that will usually eat freshwater fish and insects and sometimes even mammals. Feraligatr use their jaws to break the shells of Squirtle, Corphish, Shelder, and other Pokemon with hard outer shells. They will even come out of the water to catch Stantler and any other Pokemon that has come for a drink. It is also advised that trainers of this Pokemon carry supplies of meat and or tree bark because Feraligatr and its evolutionary line like to chew. A lot. Members of Feraligatr's evolutionary line usually live in rivers and lakes near forests. They tend to like more swampy terrains. However, Feraligatr itself usually spend a lot of time closer to the sea while living in rivers with a lot of sand and rock so that they can sunbathe on. There are some Feraligatr who will go hunting in the ocean because they have become better adapted to saline water. Something that is really cool and scary about Feraligatr is that they are extremely territorial and overprotective of their young. As a warning, if you run into a nest filled with Totodile in the wild, do not, I repeat, do not go near them and try to pet them. Just walk away. Or better yet, run, or else you'll have a run-in with an angry Feraligatr who will do anything to protect their young, even if it means hurting you. But let's find out more about Feraligatr by looking at its Pokédex entries. It is hard for it to support its own weight out of the water, so it gets down on all 4s, but it moves fast. When it bites with its massive and powerful jaws, it shakes its head and savagely tears its victim up. It opens its huge mouth to intimidate enemies. In battle, it runs using its thick and powerful hind legs to charge the foe with incredible speed. It usually moves slowly, but it goes at blinding speed when it attacks and bites prey. Well, the only way I know how to get Feraligatr is to get a Totodile as a starter Pokemon from Professor Elm in the Johto region. Oh, and I forgot, Professor Birch also gives out Totodile for trainers who have completed the Hoenn Pokédex. However, from Totodile, you have to raise it to at least level 18, where it will evolve into Croconaw, and then raise that Croconaw to level 30, where it can evolve into Feraligatr. Now it's time for me to teach you how to raise your Feraligatr into the god-crushing Pokemon that it really is. The first thing you're going to want to know about Feraligatr is that it is a pure water-type Pokemon, meaning that it is weak to electric and grass-type moves. However, it is able to resist fire, ice, steel, and other water-type moves. Next, you'll want to know that Feraligatr is able to have one of 2 abilities, Torrent and Sheer Force. Torrent is an ability that increases the power of water-type moves when Feraligatr's HP drops below 1/3, and Sheer Force is an ability where moves with a secondary effect are increased in power by 33%, but lose that secondary effect. For the following sets, the ability doesn't really matter, so it's up to your personal choice. But for this first set, you're going to want a Feraligatr with an adamant nature. Give it the Life Orb item to hold and spread the EVs. 104 HP, 252 attack, and 152 speed. Then give it the moves Swords Dance, Aqua Jet, Waterfall, and either Return or Crunch in the last move slot. And for this final set, you're going to want to have a Feraligatr with either a Jolly or an Adamant Nature. Again, give it the Life Orb item to hold, but this time spread the EVs, 252 attack, 4 defense, and 252 speed. Then give it the moves Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Ice Punch, and either Earthquake or Crunch. And there you have it, Feraligatr, the Destroyer of Gods. Well, that's my show for right now. That's right, there will be another episode of Pokéology shortly after this one is online. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can catch it as soon as it comes out. But before you leave, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and to leave a suggestion for a Pokemon you'd like to see on the show in the comment section below. By doing all of that, you enter yourself in the SACCHARUM raffle, where you have the chance to win the Pokemon discussed in this week's episode. Last week I raffled off Gliscor, and here are the names of our winners. Congratulations! You can send me an email so that we can schedule a trade. Thank you guys for watching. Again, my name is Professor SACCHARUM, and please join me later for another creepy crawly episode of Pokéology. See you next time.